logic. So in CMOS logic, there are two types of transistors. Two types of transistors are used. One is the NMOS transistor, and another is PMOS transistor. So NMOS transistor and PMOS transistor, both type of transistors have four terminals. Either it is NMOS transistor or PMOS transistor. There are four terminals. The first terminal is gate terminal. The second terminal is source. The third one is drain, and the fourth one is substrate. And substrate is typically grounded. Okay. So actually we will ignore substrate as it's for terminal. So both of these transistors, whether it is PMOS transistor or NMOS transistor, they act as a switch. Okay, so CMOS transistor is a switch. It will act as a switch. It may be either conducting or non-conducting. When it is conducting, the current will flow from the source to the drain. Okay, and it will be controlled by the gate terminal. So the gate terminal will be a controlling terminal, and there is a source and the drain. Okay, so So first we will study the N-channel transistor. Can you see that schematic of the N-channel transistor? Yes, so there are the four terminals, the substrate is not shown here. So there are three terminals that are shown. It's gate, drain and source. So okay, so this is an N-channel transistor. Okay, is there a bubble there or not at the gate? No, there is no bubble. So actually if there is no bubble and we are controlling through gates, so it should be active high. It should be activated at active high or active low? Active high. Active high. Okay, so it will be active high. So then when there is a logical one on the gate terminal, the source and the drain will be connected. And when there is a logical zero, so the source and the drain will open. It will be open. So it is just like act as a switch. If we look at the P-channel transistor, okay, so the gate is active low or active high? Active low. Active low. Okay, so when the gate terminal is logical zero, so the channel will be conducting or non-conducting? Conducting. So there will be a current flow from the source to the drain. And when there is a logical 1, so there will be non-conducting. If you look at it, if you look at this if you look at a transistor, any kind of a transistor, so actually the transistor is look like this. So actually there is a substrate here. And on the top of this substrate, there is an N plus and N plus. What is this gate? N plus. One is source and another is drain. On the top of this source and drain, there is some polysilicon layer. This is polysilicon layer, polysilicon for terminal. This is gate drain terminal, and this one is now some polysilicon layer, and this is the source terminal. Okay. And if you look at here, so this layer that is shown here, there is a silicon dioxide. Silicon dioxide. And it acts as an insulator. It acts as a insulator. And this substrate is also called its body. And on the top of this gate layer, here, then some polysilicon, and now this is the gate terminal. Okay, so in NMOS transistor, when you apply a VDD, so actually there is a silicon dioxide. Okay, so it will create a channel. In the absence of the voltage, there will be no channel. When there will be no channel. So when we apply positive voltage, so a channel will be formed between source and drain. So there is a channel will be formed. So there will be a channel will be formed. There is a channel. So a channel will be formed between source and drain when you apply a positive voltage. So when you apply a positive voltage, a channel will be formed. Okay. So the amount of the voltage for the creation, the minimum amount of voltage, the minimum amount of voltage for the channel creation is called as threshold voltage. The minimum amount of voltage that is applied at the gate terminal, that is applied at the gate terminal for the channel formation is called as threshold voltage. So now let's assume we have, let's assume this CMOS is operating on VDD is 3.3 volt. So 3.3 volt means a logical 1. 3.3 volt VDD is your logical 1. Logical 1. And when it is ground, what does it implies? Logical 0. And let's assume that the VDD, and this VDD is different for different technologies. For earlier technologies, this VDD was 5 volt. And now in newer technology, the VDD is, in some technology, it is even 1.7 volt and 2 volt. So the VDD depends upon a particular technology that we are using. Let's assume that the technology that we are using, the VDD is 3.3 volt. The VDD is 3.3 volt. And the amount of voltage that is applied at the gate terminal for the channel formation, we call it as a threshold voltage, VTH. It's called as threshold voltage. And let's assume this threshold voltage is 0.6 volt. So when there is a logical 0 on the gate terminal, no channel will be formed. Okay. And actually, this CMOS is not an ideal switch. An ideal switch means it is perfectly open or perfectly closed. But even even there, that the voltage on the gate terminal is logical 0. There will be very small amount of current between the source and the drain, and that will be on the range of maybe 10 to the power minus 15 ampere. 10 to the power maybe 10 to the power minus 15 ampere, and it's very small current. Ideally, the switch is not open. Okay, when the switch is open, so it means that the resistance is infinite. So you know the relationship between the resistance and the current. So what is I? I is equal to voltage difference divided by R. Okay. So actually, if current is 0, when the switch is ideally the switch is open. When the switch is open, it means current is 0. And current is 0. What is the value of current? I is equal to V diff divided by R. For I to be 0, what should be R? R should be infinite. R should be infinite. But in actual CMOS logic, whether it is a PMOS transistor or NMOS transistor, whether it's a PMOS transistor or NMOS transistor, R is not infinite. There is very high resistance when the voltage applied at NMOS is 0. Okay. So in the VT, when VT is 0.6 volt, it means that some channel will be formed. A channel will be formed. It will start forming the channel, and after when we increase the voltage, so the channel will then completely form, and then there will be flow from the source and the drain. There will be flow from the source and the drain. Okay, so now this is the description for a NMOS transistor or PMOS transistor. NMOS transistor. So for PMOS transistor, instead of N plus, there will be P plus. So for PMOS transistor, instead of N plus, there will be P plus here. And for the gate, V gate. So the channel will be formed when V gate is 0 or 1? 0. 0. For the channel formation, it will be 0. So when V gate is 0, so then the channel will be formed. Okay. And a channel will be formed between the source and the drain. Okay. So now, okay, if you look at the gate terminal, can you see the space between the gate if you look at here, so this is source and drain, and this is some space. Why there is a space here? No. Between this, there is some insulator. And what is the name of that insulator? Silicon dioxide. So actually the silicon dioxide, and there is no current flow from the gate. There is no current flow. The current flow is from the source to drain. But there is no current flow from the gate inside the channel, because within this channel there is this insulator, and it is silicon dioxide, and it is a very thin layer. It is a very thin layer. When you apply a voltage, it will just create a channel, and when the channel will be created, and the current source and drain will be then connected to it. Okay, so when the source and drain will be connected, so this resistance should be zero ideally.
Yes, sir.
Ideally it should be zero, but in actually it's not zero. It's not zero. So there will have some resistance.
Yes.
Okay. Now if you look at the how we can design a very simple gate using a combination of PMOS and NMOS. So actually this is a schematic of an inverter, we already know. Okay, so there are two transistors, P1 and P2. So we have two types of network. The first network is called as pull-up network. Why it is called pull-up? It is connected to VDD. When it is connected to VDD, it means it is pulled up. We want to drive the output to logical signal. And when pulled down, which transistor is used in the pull-up network? PMOS. So the transistor that are used in the pull-up network is PMOS, and the transistor that are used in the it's pull down. Okay, why we are using PMOS in the pull-up network and NMOS in pull down network? Yes, I know it's just right, but the problem is that why we are not using why we are not inverting it? The problem is that PMOS provide a strong zero. PMOS provide a strong 1 and NMOS provide a strong 0. So the problem is that, let's assume, I will explain this with an example. So now let's assume we are using an NMOS transistor. We are using an NMOS transistor. Now this is a gate G. When G is equal to VDD, and now this is some output. This is our output. Okay, now there is some pull up here. Some pull up. And in the pull up, which transistor will be used? PMOS. Okay, so when we apply VDD here, so which value will be provided here? So it will be ground. Ground will be provided. Okay, so the value that will be on the output will be logical 0. Will be logical 0. If instead of this, if instead of NMOS here, if you use a PMOS here, instead of NMOS, if you use a PMOS here, and PMOS here, let's assume we are, and this is your output, and then this is pull up. Let's assume when we provide VDD here, ideally what should be the output? It should be ground. It should be ground, but it is not ground. The value that will be provided will be VTH. And what is VTH? Threshold voltage. The value that will be provided will be VTH. Why? Because for this PMOS to be conducting, some amount of voltage will be used for the creation of channel. So actually the reason that why we use PMOS in the pull-up, because in the pull-up network, PMOS provide a strong one. PMOS provide a strong one. So if we say that PMOS provide a strong one, PMOS provide a strong one. So actually the output, V output will be VDD. The output will be VDD. And if we say NMOS provide a strong, V output will be ground. Let's assume that if you are using and PMOS provide weak one. When we say weak one, what will be the output? VDD minus VTH. The output will not be VDD. It will be VDD minus VTH. And NMOS provide a weak what? 0. What will be output? VTH. And actually ground is 0. So then this is VTH. So the reason that we are using two networks, one is the pull-up network and another is pull-down network. Yeah.
So one पे zero आना चाहिए VDD.
NMOS is weak what? Weak 1. PMOS is weak 1. So weak 1 is VDD minus VGH and weak 0. Strong 1 है. So and yes, you're right. NMOS is here and you're right. Good. Thank you. So the reason that we are using PMOS in the pull-up network because it provides a strong 1 and NMOS provide a strong 0. Okay. So now how we can design a 2-input NAND gate? How we can design a 2-input NAND gate using CMOS logic? So in any kind of CMOS logic, when you are designing a circuit with a CMOS logic, so actually there are two types of circuits. In above, you have VDD. After VDD, you have a pull-up network. And pull-up network is comprised of PMOS. Okay. Then after this, it is your output. And after that, you have a pull down network. And in pull down network, after this, you have a ground. So if you look at this 2-input NAND gate logic cell, so can we say that this is our pull-up network? And the second one is? So this is our pull-down network. So can we see VDD is above? After this, we have a pull-up network and within between the pull-up and the pull-down network, there is an output signal. If you look at this CMOS 2-input NAND gate logical cell, so actually if you look at this block, if you this as a black box, so what is your inputs? AB. If this is a black box, so the input is AB and output is F. Okay. So now how many transistors are there? 4 transistors. 2 transistors are in the pull-up network and 2 transistors are in the pull-down network. Okay, the transistors that are in pull-up network, they are connected in parallel or series? Parallel. T1 and T2 are connected in parallel and T3 and T4 are connected in series. Okay, so now there are 4 possible combinations because the inputs are 2. 4 possible combination 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. Okay, so now when the output will be connected to the ground, when both T3 and T3 are on, sorry, T3 and T4 are on. If T3 is on and T4 are on simultaneously, so the output F will be connected to the ground because both are connected in series. Okay, so in this, so it will cover this combination, the last one. If you look at this combination, when both T3 and T3 will be on when A is 1 and in any of the remaining combination 0 1, either T3 is off or T4 is off. So when T3 or T4 is off, so it means the output will be disconnected from the ground. And in the other possibility, so actually if you look at the pull-up network, the output will be connected with VDD when A is on or B is on. And when A is on, when A is either a logical 0 because it's controlled PMOS, so actually it is active low enabled. So when A is 0, so when both are 0, both T1 and T2 are on, so all will be connected with the VDD. When A is 0, A will be on, so T1 is on. So actually there are 4 different possible combinations. And if you look at the output, so you can verify the output that it will implement a NAND gate. So now let's assume it's a 2-input NAND gate. If it's a 2-input NAND gate, let's assume we want to implement a 4-input NAND gate, then what we have to do? 4 transistors in parallel in the pull-up network and 4 in series in the pull-down. So if you want to implement, so if we can say that if we want to implement an N-input NAND gate, okay, so what we have to do now? We have then a pull-up network VDD. NPMOS in parallel. Then output. Then NMOS in series, and then it is connected to. So this way we can implement a NAND gate. If you remember in your digital logic design, you said there was NAND logic and NOR logic, and we called them as universal gates. Because implementing NAND gate or NOR gate is very easy to implement in CMOS logic. That's the reason that we were converting or every logic into NAND or NOR logic. So that was the reason. Because actually at that time you said we were saying that okay, actually NAND gate and NOR gate are universal gates. Now we will see that how we can implement or realize a NOR gate. It's very simple. Instead of this NPMOS in parallel, so we want to implement a NOR gate, so we need NPMOS in series and NMOS. So just like, so now we will see that how we can implement a CMOS NOR logic cell. So if you look at here, so this is pull up network or pull down? Pull up, and this down, pull down. They are in parallel series. Parallel and pull down. How many possible combinations are there? Same 4 possible combinations are there. So actually the worst case scenario in which both T1 and T2 are on, T1 and T2 will be on when A is 0 and B0. So both of them will be on, connected with VDD. And in this case A, T3 and T4 will be off. The output will be connected with VDD. So this is the first scenario. This is the first scenario. So now this is the first scenario. The output will be 1. when both T1 and T2 are, and it will be on when A0 and B0 because it is active low logic. Active low logic. So this way we can implement a 2-input NOR gate. Okay, if you want to implement an n-input NOR gate, how many transistors we need in pull-up network? N, not just one, N transistor in the pull-up network and N transistor in the pull-down network. N transistor in series in the pull-up network and N transistor in parallel in the pull-down network. The pull-up transistor consists of PMOS. Why PMOS? It provides a strong 1. And why?
Strong 0.
And let's assume a scenario. Now let's think of a scenario. Let's assume that I will explain this with an example. Let's assume that we have VDD here. Okay, and we want to design a 4-input NAND gate. 4-input NOR gate. So how it will look like? So it will look like there will be VDD. How many transistors will be in series? 4. And this is your output. Let's assume that instead of PMOS, we are using NMOS. Let's assume a scenario we are using NMOS here. So now, how will it look like? VDD, 1, second NMOS, third NMOS, and fourth NMOS, and then output. And the ground will be isolated. In this particular example, the ground will be isolated. Okay, let's assume A is 1. It's 1, and it is 1. Let's assume all of them are 1. Let's assume a scenario. And let's assume this VDD is 3 volt. Let's assume this VDD is 3 volt. And let's assume that VTH is 0.6 volt. So what will be the output here? Because it will provide a weak 1. 2.4, then 1.8, then 1.2, then 0.6. It is close to ground or close to VDD? Close to ground. That's the reason that we are using PMOS in the pull-up network. Instead, if you have the same is true for pull-down. If you are using PMOS in the pull-down network, so instead of the output, instead of VDD, it will be 4 VTH. In this case, what will be output? Because 4 transistors are connected in series, so actually the output will be VDD minus 4 VTH. And one point, it will come to the ground level. When it comes to ground, we want a logical 1, and instead of getting a logical, we are getting a logical 0. So the logic will be correct or wrong? Wrong. Logic will be wrong. So that's the philosophy behind CMOS logic, that we have 2 types of networks. One is the pull-up network and the other is pull-down network.
सर ये सिर्फ लास्ट वाले केस के अंदर होगा ना, ये जो आपने 4 VTH बताया?
Yes, in last actually it depends on the number of transistors that are connected in series. Actually, what will be the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario will be that then when the transistors are connected in series or in parallel? In series. That will be the worst case scenario. And let's assume n transistors are connected in series. Let's assume n transistors are connected in series. And if n transistors are connected in series and we are using instead of PMOS we are using NMOS, the output will be VDD minus NVTH. Because it will provide a weak 1. And for PMOS, it will be NVTH. Okay? So now we will design Another type of cells in CMOS. There are two type of logical cells. One is called as AOI cell, and another is OAI cell. AOI stand for AND or invert logic. AND or invert logic. So this is an AOI cell. Can you see the AOI cell here? So this is an AOI cell. AOI, AND or invert. So we have three chains. First is AND chain, second is OR, and after OR there is an invert small bubble. So in AOI cell, it's a 2 to 1 AOI 2 to 1 cell. It means that the first AND gate with the 2 input, the second AND gate with the 2 input, and when it's 1, so there will be no AND gate. And actually, if you look at here, 2 to 1, so there will be a 3 input NOR gate. 2 to 1. First input, second input, and third input. First input, second input, and third input. If you look at AOAI 3 to 1 cell, can you see in the bottom? If you look at this cell, it is OAI cell or and invert. So this is an OAI 3 to 1 cell. OAI means there is the first series is for the OR gates, second and third invert. So the first OR gate is of 3 input, the second OR gate is of 2 input, and the last one input, it will directly go to the OR gate. So in the next lecture, we will study that how we can design different type of AOI cells or different type of OAI cells in CMOS. Okay, it's all for today.